Hello, everyone. My name is Tyson Allred. I'm the Uinta house manager here at Wasatch Crest Recovery in Heber. We are a treatment center that specializes in substance use disorder as well as underlying mental health issues. We have a 20-bed residential facility and an 8-bed transitional living facility, the Uinta program, which is my program. What I get to do there is I actually get to help guys build a life worth staying sober for. Life skills, building relationships, finding jobs. All the things that I believe help us to stop the massive recidivism rate. People keep coming back and that time of failure right there. So that's what I do. Basically, today I'm going to talk about sharing your story and the importance of sharing your story. For me, it's very surreal today that I get to share on this topic because today is actually my 4 years in recovery. My name is Tyson Allred, and I'm a person in long-term recovery. What that means is I haven't used a mind-altering substance since July 23rd, 2016. I'm really grateful for that. So, why it's important, the problems we have sharing our story, and kind of the benefits of it. First off, why is it so hard to share our story in early recovery? To me, I believe it's so hard because we have a lot of shame. There's a stigma that goes with addiction. We've lived a life for so long of being dishonest, living in this war story. That's really all we have is that war stories, and we don't really trust anyone in the recovery communities. We're not sure really what to do or what's the benefits of sharing our story, so we stay quiet, right? We stay silent, and I think that's a problem. So getting over that and pushing that envelope and finding out why, and you only get to do that through repetition. So who do we share our stories with? The short answer, in my opinion, is everybody. I share my recovery story. I don't necessarily share my addiction story, and I select who I share certain things with. The point for me is, how do we target our audience, right? So if I'm speaking to jails or institutions, or I'm speaking to a congressman, or I'm speaking to a group, support group full of my peers, my target's going to be a little different. What I believe is most important is, what is the message that we want to leave in people's minds, right? What is the words we're going to use so we create this message that we walk away from that situation by conveying what we wanted to convey to them. So if I walk into a jail, I'm going to approach that differently than if I'm talking to a policymaker on the side of the street. If I talk to a policymaker, I'm going to say, hey, my name's Tyson Allred. I'm a person in long-term recovery. And what that means is I'm currently enrolled in college. I've been able to maintain a 4.0 GPA. I just got engaged this year to my fiance last month. I have 4 years of, all the benefits that I've walked through. I work in treatment today. I help guys. I show up. I'm involved in service projects. You get to start talking about the benefits that you do. If I walk into a jail, my wording is going to be a little different because I have to qualify, if that makes any sense. So if I walk into a jail, I'm going to tell them, like, my name's Tyson, and I've spent 9 years of my life incarcerated. I've spent 17 years on probation. I understand, and there's a way out, because we get to convey that hope, right? That it is possible. It's funny. I was speaking to a guy last night, and because of my story, he asked me a question. He's like, how did you do it? He's like, I've heard your story. How did you do it? And I was able to tell him how I did it because I was sharing my story, right, of where I've come from, what I'm capable to do now, and the benefits from that. So when do we share our story? Again, I think we share our recovery story with as many people as we can. Can we overshare, though? I believe we can overshare. I did it actually the other day. We were buying a car, and I absolutely overshared too much with the car dealer guy. I was explaining problems with my license, and I just watched the stigma come over his face, and I watched my fiance like, no, that's probably too much. And my message was wrong, right? I targeted the audience wrong. I probably did more harm, and it was awkward, and so I overshared. Employers. So the 3 principles for me in recovery are being authentic, surrendering the outcome, and doing hard work. So there's been times where I walked in and I was totally authentic to an employer, and it worked out great, and they wanted to give me a chance because 3 out of 5 Americans are affected by addiction today. The opiate epidemic has touched everybody, right? There's family members who want to give support and help best they can. But can you bank on that? Because the stigma is still real, So if I say I'm an addict and I'm a convict and I'm this, like, that stigma is going to follow you. If you're filling out an application, do you want to put all that on there? Why do you have a 3-year employment gap? It's a valid question from